Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with my team building video for week 4 of the UCL. I of course am head coach of the Bronx Beartics. Now this time we are taking on the Pittsburgh Pichus, who are coached by Nexus. Now his team is Latios, Excadrill, Keldeo, Entei, Mega Beedrill, Shaman, Rhyperior, Electros, Alamola, Uxie, Rotom, and Mawile. Now, of course, like every single week, I've created a team of 6 that I feel, with my boy Jamvad, I created it with my boy Jamvad, that I feel can take on any combination of 6 he wants to bring. And what I mean by that, just want to explain, for those of you that might not get it, if he brings Latios, Shaman, Rhyperior, Keldeo, Entei, Mega Beedrill, my team of 6 can handle that combination. Or if he brings Latios, Beedrill, Electros, Mawile, Alamola, Uxie, my team of 6 can handle that. So, now, again, this is just a way that you guys can see what my thought process was, or what our thought process was when going into this match. Now, before UCL even started, I apologize if you hear my chair creaking, it's a bad chair. Before UCL even started, well, before I even played my week 1 match, when I was looking at my matchups throughout the entire season 1, I saw that my battle versus Nexus, he had an Excadrill and a Mega Beedrill, and I was like, crap, man, because after my drafts, I noticed that those things would be threats to me, and immediately there, it just like, in my head, I was like, wow, I want to bring Choice Scarf Dugtrio versus Nexus. I don't care when I face him. It actually turns out I face him week 4. I don't care when I face him. I want to bring Choice Scarf Dugtrio. Now, the reason I'm bringing this is because it can reliably trap Excadrill and knock it out. And as you can tell by my team, I don't appreciate Excadrill at all. Claydol, who has Levitate, is broken by Mold Breaker, so Claydol is hit by Earthquake from Excadrill. And my Pokemon that can switch in Fear, Rock Slide, again, I can tank his hits, but Excadrill is a threat to me, so I wanted to bring Choice Scarf Dugtrio. That was the team. That's the Pokemon that I made this team around, and the team basically functions as if Beedrill and Excadrill are gone with Choice Scarf Dugtrio. Now, granted, I built the team with Jambat, not so I have to rely on that, but if I do trap them, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing, and that's why I wanted to bring Choice Scarf Dugtrio to reliably trap and outspeed Mega Beedrill as well as Excadrill. Of course, versus Mega Beedrill, I have to risk Stone Edge. Earthquake is a roll, it does like 97 to 115, but we ain't risking. That's assuming he doesn't even bring any HP, which he can definitely bring on Mega Beedrill if he does happen to bring that versus me, which I am expecting him to, considering my team does not appreciate that Pokemon at all. Just U-turns out versus everything. It outspeeds my fastest Pokemon, things like that. So I am expecting him to bring a Mega Beedrill versus me, and I don't want to risk going for Earthquake, 1, because it's a roll, and 2, even though it is a risk going for Stone Edge, since it's an 80% chance, and you could argue that the 97 to 115, which is like, what, an 83% chance to kill, is better. But considering the fact that he does not need to run max speed on his Beedrill in order to outspeed the biggest threats on my team, being Weavile and Tornadus, it's likely that he's going to be running some HP on that Beedrill, so Stone Edge is definitely the better play. Gave it enough speed, that way I could outspeed his fastest Choice Scarfers, being Rotom, a regular Rotom if you'd run Choice Scarf from that. I guess Uxie could be a Choice Scarf, so I didn't really give enough speed for that. Oh well, I feel like I can handle Uxie anyway. That's not usually a Pokemon you put Choice Scarf on anyway, but I can handle it regardless. As well as Excadrill, and still giving it the speed with an Adamant Nature, that way I get the most out of my attacks. Again, knocking out Beedrill, knocking out Excadrill, Earthquake, also knocking out Entei after Stealth Rock, and I've actually given it the rest in defense, because assuming he brings Assault Vest Entei, not Choice Bandit, which he likes, he's also ran Choice Scarf before, which this thing can, has a little surprise if he runs Choice Scarf Entei. It actually has enough defense investment to take Extreme Speed from a non-Bandit Entei. As ridiculous as that is, considering Dugtrio, taking a hit, this investment means that it can take the Extreme Speed. I'll show you guys the calc maybe. I'm kind of lagging a bit, so I don't really want to open it up, but it can live Extreme Speed after Rock from Entei. And, of course, if Rocks are up on the opposing side, I can knock it out with Earthquake. So, again, this is a Pokemon that, one, I was really excited to build around, because I really wanted to use Choice Scarf Dugtrio. I just felt like it was really nice versus him. I chose Stone Edge, obviously, for Beedrill, Earthquake, Stab. Memento is really nice, because if he so happens to try and set up with Mawile, or maybe he tries and sets up with a Combine Uxie, or a Rock Polish Rhyperior, or a Combine Keldeo, even a Combine Latios, or anything like that, SD Beedrill, those are all options. I can just Memento on those, outspeeding them and getting that -2 attack and special attack, depending on, of course, what it boosted. Now, Next Pokemon I decided to put on the team was Weavile. Weavile is actually really I was going to say cash, but it's really clutch versus his team simply because he does have that Latios, which I can Pursuit Trap and knock off. Shaman, which I hit really hard. Rhyperior, which I hit hard. Electros, which I hit hard. Uxie, which I hit hard with knockoff. Rotom, which I knock out with knockoff. Alamola even doesn't even appreciate. Wow, great speaking. It does not appreciate a knockoff from my Weavile. Losing its item is actually really nice for me in this game. Now, the moves that I decided on was knockoff, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, and the last move was either going to be Pursuit, or honestly, that was basically it. Maybe Aerial Ace to hit Keldeo could have been an option, but not really a smart option, I feel. Doesn't do enough. Though I guess knockoff plus Aerial Ace will knock it out. Pursuit is better simply because if I get Latios to around 70%, it's an automatic OCO, whether it switches out or not. It also stops him from going for Psyshock. Granted, he can't really spam Psyshock versus me anyway, but the fact that I do have Pursuit, if he does choose to go for Psyshock, he's actually been spamming Choice Specs Latios, using that rather. I know he also used Life Orb, but Choice Specs is something that he's been using as well. It's just something that can punish him if he chooses to do that, and I can knock him out upon switching, or switch out rather. And the spread I chose was enough speed to outspeed his Latios, max attack, and then the 116 special defense just allows me to take maybe Shaman's Seed Flare. It won't knock me out, assuming he's Life Orb, and I can knock him out with Icicle Crash. And it's just also this is a joke, but Life Orb Draco Meteor from Latios only does 99% minimum, so I can live it if I get a super low roll. Of course, that's a joke. I don't take that seriously, but it was better to pump it in Spadef. That way I can eat Thunderbolts from Rotom, and weaker special attacks, maybe Shaman's Earth Power or something like that. Electros is, I don't think Flamethrower actually... Well, Flamethrower will probably knock me out regardless, assuming he runs the Assault Vest Max Special Attack one. I don't really want to calculate. I know with Stealth Rock Up will 100% knock me out, but it also lets me just switch into these weaker special attackers. And with the fact that Beedrill, well, not the fact, but with the assumption that Beedrill is gone and trapped by Duckshaw, I actually want to lead off with Duckshaw no matter what he brings. Assuming I see Extra and Beedrill, I'm leading off with Duckshaw 100% because the point is to surprise him and, you know, get the kill. So I wanted to bring Reuniclus. Reuniclus is really nice versus his team, not only because of... It's supposed to be Magikarp. One sec. Sorry about that. I just wanted to contact my my friend Siggy, who makes my Pokemon for me. I wanted to make sure that he knew the ability was Magikarp, not Regenerator. I messed up on the import. But basically, Reuniclus can sponge. He doesn't really have a hard... If I get rid of Beedrill, he doesn't really have, like, something that threatens Reuniclus that much. Bar, maybe Rotom's Spec Shadow Ball, but after Calm Mind, that won't do anything. Latios after Calm Mind, it doesn't do anything. Keldeo, I can, after I Calm Mind again, it doesn't do anything. Entei definitely threatens me, which is why I really wanted to bring this Pokemon, as well as Alamola. Alamola is just annoying. It's really passive, but just a toxic Wish Protecting would be very annoying. I decided no Focus Blast just because the only thing it hits on his team harder than Psychic would be Mawile and Rhyperior, while Shadow Ball lets me beat a potential Calm Mind Uxie, Rotom, as well as Latios, just doing damage to those. And Shadow Ball also lets me hit Mawile for a bit more damage. And Mawile, assuming he brings an offensive variant, I think he should bring a defensive variant versus me if he doesn't pack Alamola, just because Weavile will then give him issues. But assuming he's an offensive variant, Shadow Ball will do a lot to him, especially because Mawile doesn't have the best special defense. And yeah, it's just a Calm Mind, bulking upset, max. I want to be able to also switch into weaker physical attacks, or weaker Pokemon in general. Electros is not necessarily weak, but Reuniclus will most likely be my main switch into this thing, just because Electros is just such a big threat to me, as well as this thing being able to switch into, you know, Uxie and Alamola comfortably, not fearing any status move like a Toxic that they could throw off just because of the Magic Guard. Now, the next Pokemon on my team is Big Bird, my Tornadus. I decided on the moveset U-Turn, Hurricane, Grass Knot, and Heat Wave. Originally, I had knockoff over Heat Wave. It was just a toss-up between that, but because Mawile, if it is an SD variant, is such a threat, I wanted to run Heat Wave just to hit that a bit more. Grass Knot is great because it knocks out max HP Rhyperior from full, doesn't need any special attack investment. U-turn gives me momentum, which is really nice, especially with Stealth Rock up. Assuming he wants to bring out Pokemon like Electros, I get that chip damage with Stealth Rock as well as that U-turn. And Hurricane, of course, just lets me damage Shaman, which is one of the main reasons I brought this Pokemon, as well as Latios. Now, my EV spread has 44 defense and 48 special defense. That way, after Stealth Rock, assuming he brings a Choice Specs Latios, I can live not only a Psyshock, but also a Draco Meteor after Stealth Rock with this spread. Does 74% minimum, 73.5% minimum, 72% minimum, something like that. So with this spread, he won't be knocking me out unless he crits me, which would be very annoying, or unless he's modest specs, which would be interesting because then my Weavile just like, ooh, yummy food. But Tornadus is just nice insurance versus, even Rotom won't be able to do too much to me. Granted, I can't do too much to it, but he would do a decent amount, maybe 30%. I had knockoff, like I said originally, but I also want to keep my Weavile's knockoff, my strongest knockoff on the team, as strong as possible versus Pokemon like Electros. That way I don't have to risk a potential Icicle Crash. Like, let's say he's in range of knockoff and Icicle Crash, but I already knocked off his item, so I can't knock him out with knockoff. I would have to risk the Icicle Crash. If I don't knock off his item prior, I can knock him off that turn and, you know, knock him out. That's, I used the word knock or a lot in that sentence, or that run-on sentence, whatever. But yeah, Tornadus definitely gives me a nice check too. Also is Keldeo as well as Lottie, Shaman, and Pokemon like that. Now, next Pokemon on my team, well, I guess the mascot, you could say, of the Bronx Beartics, my boy Manaphy, or my girl Manaphy, or my confused gender Manaphy, no gender at all. But that was a joke. If you're gonna be upset, you don't have to tell me, because it was a joke. I'm just gonna say it's a joke in replying, even if a joke can be offensive. Either way, yeah, I'm sorry if I offended you. I apologize. If it didn't offend you, good. Continue watching this video. I'm sorry, I'm a bit more chill right now than I usually am, but I'm a little charged up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually about to go to the gym after this, so by the gym I mean the gym in my basement. I don't know why I said the gym like I'm going out. But this Manaphy is, when I saw his team, switching into Rhyperior could be scary. Alomomola could be annoying because I'd have to be it'd be a long battle with combining up. If you had Miracle, that could also be annoying. Mawile could be annoying, as well as Entei. And I decided, you know, Manaphy is the Pokemon I wanted to bring on the team. Now, when I was talking with Jam, I was like, Jam, what variant can we bring a Manaphy that can deal with all those threats and potentially beat them? After a lot of talking, I suggested Rain Dance, Toxic, Surf, and Rest. Originally, I said Scald, but then when I had Toxic, I realized I don't want to potentially burn Alomomola when I can Toxic it. So Rain Dance, Toxic, Surf, and Rest. With Hydration and Rain Dance, I will 100% be back to full, and I will wake up. If he chooses to status me, that will be gone due to Hydration. And this spread basically lets me take on Entei as well as Rhyperior. And it also lets me 2-hit KO his Mawile with Surf, which is one of the biggest threats to my team, I feel. Assuming it's offensive, because it could definitely threaten me a bit. This lets me also take on Pokemon like Uxie, even if Uxie has Heal Bell, because he actually brought that week 3, I believe. He only has 8 of those, and I have, what, 16 Toxics, as well as Surf pounding at him. And I just put some Spadef, that way I can take Specs Keldeo's Hydro Pump a bit better, assuming he wants to bring that. I'm not too worried about Keldeo, just because I do have Tornadus as well as Reuniclus as well as this Manaphy that could Toxic it. Though Sub-Combine Keldeo could be annoying. The hell am I copying? Sub-Combine Keldeo would be annoying. It would have to be pretty lucky dodging Hurricanes as well as Psychics. So that's why I brought this Pokemon. Eats up Specs Keldeo's Secret Sword. It does less than half. And of course, if it does that much, I'm going to say that much, I will know that he's Specs. I'll also be calcing, of course. And the Spadef is just so I could take the Hydro Pumps, doing less than 40% from Specs Hydro Pump. Potentially, if no Stealth Rock are up, I can switch into Hydro Pump. If I had in my Manaphy, I could potentially set up a Rain Dance and Rest, even boosting his Hydro Pump, yes, but I can rest up, stalling it out and stuff like that. So this thing also damages the Alomomola with Toxic. That way I can Combine up comfortably, not being annoyed by a potential Miracle, and also gives me a nice switch into Rhyperior, because I am physically defensive, as well as Entei and that Mawile. +2 Play Rough does not knock me out from full, and you know, I could play some mind games with Rest, Surf. I could also play around with him missing, because let's say he misses Play Rough, I get up to full. If he tries to SD up or something, +4 Sucker Punch would not knock me out. I can knock him out with Surf. Now the last Pokemon, I was really debating hard, because it was either going to be my Rhydon or my Audino, which hasn't had a chance to shine in this format at all just yet. I haven't used it at all, was what I'm saying. But Audino would have been nice for Electros, being able to switch it on any attack and, you know, damaging it, also getting up Stealth Rock. The last Pokemon had to be a Stealth Rock, right? I didn't have any Stealth Rock. And Stealth Rock, with him having Entei and Mega Beedrill, pretty clutch, as well as Electros taking that chip damage turn per turn, pretty needed, necessary. If I brought Ardino, it would have had Flamethrower or Fire Blast, because I wanted to be able to damage Mawile. That way it couldn't set up on that thing and, you know, sweep my team or do some damage. Again, I'm really, I was a little bit paranoid about Mawile. I didn't want it to win, because obviously I want to win, so that's why I checked that. I'm pretty sure with me having Weavile, he's definitely bringing that Mawile. Though if I knock it off, it'll be a different story. It's not going to be as threatening. But I decided on Rhydon because I can get up Stealth Rock as well as check Beedrill just in case, you know, Dugtrio. Plan Dougie doesn't work out. My Jambats decide to slack a little bit and don't knock out his Dougie. It also helps me, it also gives me a ground type, that way you can't spam Volt Switch and Rotom. Though Electros is more of a threat right now, I can always switch out into my Runigliss and take it on. Though he could have Acid Spray, Thunderbolt, stuff like that. Regardless, as long as I get off a bit of chip damage, Weavile knocks it out anyway. My Rhydon spread is enough speed for the 0 speed investment, plus if he tries to creep a little bit, enough speed for that variant of Electros, which is the most common variant, the Assault Vest, max HP, max special attack, 0 speed variant. That hits 70 speed, I hit 73 with my investment. The rest is pumped into defense as well as HP, that way I can take on Mawile, as well as a plethora of his Pokemon, such as Entei and Excadrill even if needed. And I wanted Earthquake and Stone Edge for stab. Stone Edge actually, with Stealth Rock up, easily 2-hit KOs his Electros, which I will be able to outspeed. And Mega Horn is just in case he tries and brings like a sub Uxie. I could have run Roar as well, but this also just punishes Uxie and Shaman upon switching. Let's say I have my Rhydon out. I also wanted to use Double Edge over Mega Horn, but Mega Horn is just cooler. Honestly, I feel Mega Horn is cooler, and it also just does more to Uxie as well as Shaman. While Double Edge would have been nice, 100% accurate, and because of Rockhead, I wouldn't be taking anything. But I put Rockhead as the ability just because last time when I put Lightning Rod, people complained that I had Lightning Rod. Neither of my abilities benefit my set anyway in that battle, and neither of them do here. I wish if this thing had Solid Rock, man, this thing would be a monster. But that's basically why I brought my Rhydon. Sorry, he has a Rhyperior. He scooped that up before me, man. I was trying to get Rhyperior, but that's basically why I brought my Rhydon. Obviously, I have to, you know, I have to be wary of Energy Balls, and whenever you bring a 4 times weak Pokemon in this format, you got to be wary of random hidden powers, random Energy Balls, random grass moves. Obviously, that's why I have Grass Knot on my Tornadus for his Rhyperior, because it is 4 times weak to that. And it's basically going to be my team right there. It's really, it has some cool stuff like Choice Scarf Dougie, and of course offensive Weavile is really nice versus him. I feel like Calm Mind and Runigliss can definitely sweep him. This Manaphy is going to put in a lot of work this game. I can already tell, especially because I have what threatens it checked in Shaman, Latios, Electros is reasonably checked. Actually, if I Toxic Electros, that's amazing for me, because I wear it down turn per turn. Like I said, that thing is a threat to me. Electros, of course, is very scary. Mawile could be scary, but I feel like I can handle his team with my defensive backbone as well as my offensive pressure in this Pokemon right here. Because this Pokemon is a monster. And Choice Scarf Dugtrio, I'm hoping to get that kill on his Beedrill or on his Excadrill. That'd be amazing, man. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like if you did. The playlist to everything Bronx Beartic related is down below, as well as the shirts. I forgot to say, if you guys want to check out the Bronx Beartic shirts, support the team, you know, the link will be down below. Again, thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want, or like if you enjoyed. And until next time, guys, later.